Alright, this is the joint decision. UFC 317 full card predictions and breakdown. We're rolling through every fight on this card. Early prelims, main card. If someone gets slept by the slots, I'm on it. We'll break down the matchups, look at the odds and see what the fighters have been up to heading into this weekend. Then I'll give you my picks, some quick reasoning, and maybe even a baked take or two. It's all about figuring out who's going to spark up the octagon and who's burning my parlays. So, grab a drink, roll one up, and let's get into it. Kicking off the card, early prelims start with Jackson McVee versus Christopher Ewart. McVee is 6-0. He sparked out Garner in June 2025 and choked out Fowler in 2024, both in LFA. Before that, another choke, Williams in 2024 on Shamrock FC. Ewart's 7-0. He picked up a decision over Watkins in January 2025, sparked out Chambers in 2024, both under Fury FC. He also sparked out Ibanez in 2024 on Open Fight Latam. McVee is 26-6-4. Ewart is the 1-6-1. 78% of Topology are backing McVee. 53% say he gets it by decision. But he's the underdog at plus 110. Ewart is the slight favourite at minus 130. Not much to go off online. McVee did an interview. Ewart's been seen in the gym. Both are undefeated, both debuting. Ewart has one extra win. McVee has the height, the age, and the Topology support, but he's not the better's choice. And I get it. Even being the smaller guy, Ewart looks tankier. He seems more likely to land something heavy or lock something up if it hits the ground. McVee could land from range. He's got that O'Malley-style height. But his last win went to a decision, and I'm not sold on him catching something big here. Ewart's timing could be the difference. If he finds the shot, I think he finishes. If it hits the mat, same thing. I'm picking Christopher Ewart by KO or submission. Okay, next fight is Jonata Diniz versus Alvin Hines. Diniz is 8-1. He was sparked out by Tybura, doctor stoppage. Before that, won a decision over Williams and knocked out Lane, all in 2024. Hines is 7-0. He sparked out Valdez in April on LFA, choked out Hicks in February on Ignite, and sparked out Courier in January, back on LFA. All three this year in 2025. Diniz is 34-6-4. Hines is 33-6-2. 85% of Topology are backing Diniz. 84% say knockout. He's the favourite at minus 215. Hines comes in as the underdog at plus 165. Diniz locked in, not much out there but a gym montage. Hines, literally just chilling in photos. Looks like a dad on a seaside holiday. Diniz was undefeated until that Tybura loss. Weird one with the doctor stoppage, but Tybura was on business that night. Other than that, Diniz has shown real potential. Hines is debuting from smaller shows, but still undefeated with 6 finishes in 7 fights, split evenly between KOs and subs. There's a chance Hines makes a flashy entrance and hands Diniz a second finish loss, but I don't think he wins a decision over him. Feels like Diniz is out for redemption here. One way or another, I think someone's getting finished. Diniz only has 1 decision win and no submissions. Hines has both. If they stand and trade, I lean Diniz all day. Could Hines catch a sub? Yeah, maybe. Could Diniz? Technically, but probably not. My pick is Jonata Diniz by KO. Closing out the early prelims, Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith. Price is 16-8. He lost a decision to Gorimbo, won one over Morono, both in 2024. Before that, he got sparked out by Lawler in 2023. Smith is 10-0. He knocked out Parsons in his 2025 UFC debut, sparked out Savoy on Contender Series, and McLaughlin on Fury FC in 2024. Price is 35-6 foot. Smith is 29-5'10". 96% of Topology are backing Smith, 94% say knockout. He's a massive favourite at minus 1400. Price is a plus 800 underdog. Price does look locked in on socials, training heavy, consistent. Smith's posted less, but with odds like this, him being on the golf course would still be fine. Price has more UFC experience, but it hasn't gone well. Since 2023, he's got 1 win. Meanwhile, Smith has knocked out everyone they've put in front of him. Price has been finished a bunch, and not by killers. Honestly, not sure why this matchup was even booked. I'm obviously siding with the odds makers. That 4% of Topology picking Price, I don't know what they're on. Only hope for him is the tiny height edge, and I don't think that's stopping Smith from adding him to the streak. My pick is Jacoby Smith by KO. Kicking off the prelims. Terence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshev. McKinney is 16-7. He sparked out Hadzovic in February 2025, but got sparked by Rivix in 2024 and sparked out Marot in 2023. Borshev is 8-5. He dropped a decision to Nolan in February 2025, won a split over Lontop and got choked out by Hooper in 2024. McKinney is 30-5-10. Borshev is 33-5-11. 82% of Topology are backing McKinney, 75% say knockout. He's the favourite at -195. Borshev is the underdog at +155. On socials, McKinney looks locked in, training with the Fighting Nerds, going over technique with Ruffy. Same goes for Borshev, spotted with Faber, though that could honestly just be his garage. Every time I see someone training with the Fighting Nerds, I start worrying for the other guy. Feels like they've got cheat codes. Well, unless you're Prates. So yeah, I get why McKinney's the favourite, but don't count Slav's claws out. He's got a slight height edge and most of his wins are knockouts. Borshev's never been knocked out. McKinney has 5 times, and that's exactly the lane for Borshev here. 6 of his 8 wins are by KO, usually in the first 2 rounds. If he doesn't get it done early, a decision could go either way, but I don't think it sees the scorecards. My pick is Borshev by KO, under 2.5 rounds. Next up, WMMA, Viviane Araujo versus Tracy Cortez. Araujo is 13-6. She won a decision over Silva and lost a decision to a different Silva, both in 2024. She also beat Maya by decision back in 2023. Cortez is 11-2. She dropped a decision to Namajunas in 2024, but beat Jasudavicius in 2023 and Gatto in 2022, both by decision. Araujo is 38-5-4. Cortez is 31-5-5. 88% of Topology are backing Cortez, with 97% saying decision. She's the favourite at -230. Araujo's the underdog at +185. Both look locked in, training posted online. Araujo's working with guys at the gym. Cortez is also in the gym and yeah, looking heavenly. Lately they've both gone the distance, win or lose. But Araujo's got 7 finishes. Cortez has just 2, 1 of each. So stylistically it's a clash. If Araujo doesn't get the finish, I expect Cortez to take the decision. It's a tough one to explain. Araujo's older, smaller, and still I'm leaning her way. I do think she could get the finish, but I'm not committing to the method. My official pick is Araujo, moneyline. After that we've got Haider Amil versus Jose Miguel Delgado. Amil is 11-0. He won a split decision over Gomes in 2025 and sparked out both Lee and Garcia in 2024. Delgado is 9-1. He knocked out Matthews in his UFC debut back in February, sparked out Juarez on Contender Series, and sparked out Faria on LFA, all since 2024. Amil is 35-5-9. Delgado is 27-5-11. 77% of Topology are backing Amil, 59% of them say decision. But the odds disagree. Delgado is the favourite at -155. Amil's the underdog at +125. On socials, both look locked in. Amil's punching a strange-looking bag. I get it's a shoulder drill or something, but yeah, weird angle. Checked Delgado's page too, and honestly looked like he was about to shoot for my legs, so I left. Delgado's only loss came the one time he went to a decision. Amil's been there 4 times, won all 4. Amil's also got 6 knockouts, 1 sub. Delgado's got 5 knockouts and 4 submissions. So yeah, I think Delgado's win condition is the finish. Amil should aim for the scorecards. Delgado's younger, taller. I see why he's the betting favourite. But I'm leaning with Topology on this one. Amil's had the tougher UFC level experience, and I think that comes through here. I'm tempted to throw a little on the finish, but officially, I'll keep it safe. My pick is Haider Amil, moneyline. And closing out the prelims, Jack Hermansson versus Gregory Rodrigues. Hermansson is 24-8. He beat Pfeiffer by decision in 2024, got sparked by Dolidze, and before that, won a decision over Curtis in 2022. Rodrigues is 16-6. He got sparked out by Cannonier in February 2025, but beat Duncan by decision and knocked out Tavares, both in 2024. Hermanson is 37 and 6-1. Rodrigues is 33 and 6-3. 60% of Topology are backing Rodrigues, 69% say knockout. He's the favorite at -1 and 85. Hermanson comes in at +1 and 55. Both fighters are locked in at the gym. Hermanson's been drilling sharp. Rodriguez has been training with Luke. Both guys have their fair share of knockouts and subs, but recently, Hermanson's been leaning on decisions, while Rodriguez just had a clean KO not long ago. I get why Topology's leaning knockout for RoboCop. These two are likely to trade heavy, and one of them might go. But if Rodriguez doesn't land early, I think Hermanson plays it smart. Sticks and moves, coasts to another decision. Maybe not a unanimous one this time. I think RoboCop keeps chasing, but comes up short. My pick is Jack Hermanson, moneyline. Opening up the main card, Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. Talbot is 9 and 1. He lost the decision to Barcelos in January 2025, but sparked out Gemori and Simon in 2024. Lima is 14 and 1. He beat Johns by decision, choked out Naimov, both in 2024, and before that, beat Magard by decision on Octagon. Talbot is 26 and 5'10". Lima is 27 and 5'6". 70% of Topology are backing Lima, 67% are saying decision. He's the slight favorite at -180. Talbot's the underdog at +145. Talbot's being his usual cryptic self. Best we've got lately is a quick high kick in a clip, and even that, it's hard to tell if it's him. Probably is. Meanwhile, Lima's in the gym spotted with fighting nerds, Kaio and Ruffy. A lot of people called it a fraud check last time out for Talbot. Losing as a -1150 favorite isn't great. Maybe the pressure got to him. But aside from that one decision loss, he's undefeated. 7 knockouts, 1 sub, 1 decision. Same for Lima. Only loss was a sub in his first fight. Since then, clean streak, mostly decisions, a few finishes. This one feels like a binary outcome, either Talbot by KO or Lima edges it on the cards. Sub is always a possibility, but I'm not leaning there. With the height advantage, I think Talbot finds the chin before this one goes the distance. My pick is Peyton Talbot by KO. And then we've got Benil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Dariush is 22 and 6. He was sparked out by both Tsarukian and Oliveira in 2023, but beat Gamrot by decision in 2022. Moicano is 20 and 6. He got subbed by Islam in January 2025, but stopped BSD by doctor's stoppage and sparked out Turner, both in 2024. Both are 36. Dariush is 5'10". Moicano is 5'11". 75% of Topology are backing Moicano, with 55% calling decision. He's the favorite at -150. Dariush sits as the +120 underdog. On socials, not much from Dariush. Last post was a birthday gym pic, but no idea how recent it actually is. Moicano posts plenty, but if it's not Bitcoin or an ad, what's the point? Still, we've seen him in the gym, so we know he's locked in and chasing that check. I've already broken this one down, and nothing's changed. Even though Moicano's only 15 days younger, Dariush feels way more out of his prime. Fighting rarely, lots of cancellations, and honestly, just hasn't looked great. Meanwhile, Moicano's been improving every outing. Yeah, he lost to Islam, but that was short notice. Before that, he destroyed BSD. And Dariush hasn't had a finish in over half a decade. Both guys are submission threats. Moicano's got 10, Dariush has 8. So I think that mostly cancels out the ground game. Dariush has more KOs on paper, 5-2, but not recently. He's mostly gone to decision, 9 to Moicano's 8. I'm leaning knockout or decision for Moicano, but with the finish potential on both sides, I'll keep it simple. Official pick Renato Moicano, moneyline. For our feature fight of the night, Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. Royval is 17 and 7. He's coming off split decision wins over Tyra and Moreno in 2024, but lost a unanimous decision to Pantoja in 2023. Van is 14 and 2. He sparked out Silva in June, beat Saruya by decision in March 2025, and before that outpointed Durden in 2024. Royval is 32 and 5'9". Van is 23 and 5'5". 62% of Topology are backing Royval, 82% think it's a decision. He's the slight favorite at -120. Van's a near pick'em at +100. Royval looks locked in, training at the UFC PI. Van's cleaned up his socials recently. Not much to go off, but I did spot him out on a late-night jog near the arena. It's worth noting, this is a short-notice fight for Van. He's been busy, 3 fights in just over 6 months. Meanwhile, Royval's been prepping for KP, so he's had more focused time. Not sure who that really favors, but I'm leaning Royval. He's older, but far more experienced. And with a height advantage, I don't see Van getting a finish, and I don't see Royval losing on the cards. I don't expect a finish either way here. Official pick, Brandon Royval by decision. In our co-main event, Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. Pantoja is 29-5. He choked out Asakura and beat both Erceg and Royval by unanimous decision. Those last two coming in 2024 and 2023. Kai Kara France is 25-11. He sparked out Erceg in 2024, but dropped a split to Albazi in 2023 and was sparked out by Moreno in 2022. Pantoja is 35-5-5. Kai Kara is 32-5-4. 90% of Topology are backing Pantoja, 58% calling decision. He's the favorite at -270. Kai Kara sits at +210. Pantoja looks locked in, prepping hard to defend the belt. Kai Kara looks confident too, spotted training with Adesanya, ready for the upset. It's worth noting, this isn't their first meeting. They fought on The Ultimate Fighter back in 2016. Pantoja won that one by unanimous decision. But since then, Kai Kara's clearly grown. He's now got 12 knockouts, 3 subs, and 10 decisions. Still, the only way Pantoja's lost is by decision, and I don't think Kai changes that. Pantoja's got 8 knockouts, 11 subs, 10 decisions. Kai's been finished and gone to decisions plenty, but unless he does something reckless, I don't see Pantoja putting him away. I do, however, see Pantoja taking this on the cards, most likely another unanimous decision. Official pick, Alexandre Pantoja by decision. And finally, the main event, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Topuria is 16-0. He sparked out Holloway and Volk in 2024 after beating Emmett by unanimous decision in 2023. Charles Oliveira is 35-10. He won a decision over Chandler, but lost a split to Tsarukian in 2024 and sparked out Dariush in 2023. Topuria is 28-5-7. Oliveira is 35-5-10. 81% of Topology are backing Topuria, with 92% calling a knockout. He's the heavy favorite at -420, leaving Oliveira as the +320 underdog. Topuria looks locked in, training non-stop and looking massive at featherweight. Still not taller, just jacked. Oliveira looks sharp too, motivated and rocking the signature white hair. He's been spotted training at the UFC PI for this one. It's no secret, Topuria's on a savage run right now. Back-to-back KO wins over legends, and this could be number 3. He's got 6 knockouts, 8 submissions, and only gone the distance twice. But let's be real, he's not submitting Charles. Oliveira's got 21 submission wins of his own, plus 10 knockouts and 4 decisions. Losing a handful of ways himself. Now maybe Charles could pull off the upset sub. But honestly, watching him struggle to finish Chandler recently, who got dog-walked by Paddy, it doesn't fill me with hope. I don't think Charles sees the scorecards. Bigger, heavier Topuria might take a round to dial in, but once he finds the chin, it's lights out for Dubronx. Official pick, Ilia Topuria by knockout. So, that wraps up the joint decision for UFC 317. Quick recap, we've had a few cancelled fights on this card. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov has been rescheduled. Manel Kape pulled out with a foot injury, leaving Joshua Van to step in against Brandon Royval. Justin Tafa withdrew from his fight with Jonata Diniz, so Alvin Hines is stepping in on short notice. Cedric Dumas had to pull out of his bout with Jackson McVie, apparently due to ankle monitor issues. This week, John Anik is back on the mic with colour from Daniel Cormier and Joe Rogan. Nico Price has officially become the biggest underdog in UFC history at +1200, beating out Chris Mautino's recent record. Seems like the whole world expects Jacoby Smith to handle business. Renato Moicano says he needs to kill Dariush after finding out they're only 15 days apart in age. In the build-up to their cancelled fight, Moicano kept calling Dariush old, so now he feels like he's got to prove a point. The beef between Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett is heating up again. Paddy will be in attendance this weekend and said, "If I see him and it goes off, you never know. I might knock him out." He added, he's not planning on starting trouble, but if he wants to try and start something, I'll finish it. Just like I did last time, referring to the time he launched a hand sanitizer bottle at Ilia's head. With both fighters wanting that matchup, don't be surprised if there's a face-off if Ilia wins. Fight shorts. Topuria will be rocking red and gold, a Spanish bullfighting-inspired design. One of the better custom shorts yet. Oliveira will be in black, red, blue and yellow, a Brazilian favela-inspired design. Honestly, kinda mid. Looks like something you'd find in Sports Direct. No disrespect. And finally, Pantoja's getting the respect he deserves. Custom shorts in black with red and gold, featuring a dragon design inspired by Japanese mythology, symbols of power, wisdom and good fortune. These might be my favorite custom shorts yet. Feels like something Zhang would wear, but still very cool. Alright, on to the bets. Here's where the money's at. Money lines: Araujo, Emil, Hermansson, Moicano. Decisions: Royval, Pantoja. Knockouts: Ewert, Diniz, Smith, Borshev, Talbot, Topuria. Submissions: Ewert. Bonus bets: Price by KO. Borshev by KO under 2.5 rounds. Araujo versus Cortez to go the distance. And if I'm wrong, the USA parlay could bail me out. McVeigh, Hines, Smith, McKinney, Cortez, Emil, Talbot, Royval. Feeling risky? Try the Dejan Savage parlay. Ewert, Diniz, Smith, Borshev, Araujo, Emil, Hermansson, Talbot, Moicano, Royval, Pantoja, Topuria. Or go all in with the ultimate Dejan Savage parlay. Ewert by KO or submission. Diniz by KO, Smith by KO, Borshev by KO under 2.5 rounds, Araujo moneyline, Emil moneyline, Hermansson moneyline, Talbot by KO, Moicano moneyline, Royval by decision, Pantoja by decision, Topuria by KO. That's it for UFC 317, by joint decision.